Shivnath, a bit lucky at Tommy Hilfiger because a little more than 3 years back, the Tommy International, the PLC, Tommy Corp, took the stake in India business. And they came on board, and that opened a lot of doors for us as an organization and for employees. What happened is that, when you're part of that big corp and which is there for 30 years and they have sort of very well fine-tuned operation, it helped us to draw on that base to help the India organization. So for example, training. So for merchandising, immediately after they took over, we sent our people to Germany for a training. Germany is one of the largest market in the world for Tommy. And the kind of, science behind the merchandising, the planning of the stock, that was quite sort of welcome for our organization. So we sort of leapfrogged in our learning on the merchandising, for example. Or I can give you another example that this year, is our 10th anniversary in India, and Mr. Hilfiger is coming down to celebrate that. And what they do globally for similar event, it is like, again, a very fine-tuned sort of art and a science. And we will have Hollywood musicians and, the Mr. Hilfiger and our global team coming down to, help us do an event of very global standard. And our organization is fortunate to learn these things. We wouldn't have probably done a lot of these things if we were on our own as a separate organization. But since we got access to very fine-tuned machinery global, and our organization is learning and sort of moving forward to service the Indian consumers with that learnings.
So you're saying bring in the world best practices, do not make India into a market which is to be left behind, treat it like a more contemporary market and treat it like an equal partner in the global retail scene.
And I must say the platform like IRF, etc., created that sort of a noise about the Indian retail, that today worldwide India retail is respected, and there is a keenness and there is an enthusiasm about sort of doing well. So the best practices are offered on the plate to India. So we are that way fortunate, though it's still a emerging small market. But I don't think we ever had any issue of getting access to the best practices, and not just in Tommy, but my previous experience with Benetton in Hong Kong or in Esprit in India, because everybody saw India in a certain